Hey, hope you guys are doing great. Wanted to tell you a story that happened to me a couple of weeks ago, just a lesson that God taught me through teaching group exercise, actually. I walked into my class, and this is one of my classes that's typically really crowded, and a lot of my regulars were there, so I'm saying hi, but I recognize that there's this lady who's in the middle, and I was teaching Turbo Kick, so it's a class that I teach that requires no equipment, but she's got a step and a bar and free weights out. So I go over there and I talk to her because I understand that they have weights classes like the day before my class at the same time. And so, I'm not trying to embarrass her. I'm like, hey, this is Turbo Kick. We don't need any equipment. Let me help you put this stuff away. So I'm talking to her, trying to make her feel a little bit more comfortable, helping her put her stuff away. And we're talking, and she's like, oh, okay. No, I mean, not acting like she's rebellious. But I ended up having some other new people come in, so I went to go help them and kind of, give them a little rundown of the format, make them feel comfortable. And I got up to the front of the class to give like my intro for the class, and the same woman that I'd helped put the equipment away had gone back to get it again. Really? I mean, sitting there with the step and the free weights and the bar, all the stuff that we just put away, right back. So I'm, trying to stay calm, and I'm just like smiling. And I was like, just a reminder, this is Turbo Kick. All you need is a great attitude, a big smile, a lot of energy. I hope you ate your Wheaties this morning. Let's go. Yeah, nothing. She's just standing there with her free weights like this. So luckily, a lot of front row divas in that class that could do the warm up in their sleep. And so, through the warm up, I just kind of go over there and I tell her, I'm like, hey, remember, we don't need any of this stuff. I don't want you to hurt yourself. I don't want you to hurt somebody else. And she just kind of is like, okay, nothing, doesn't move anything. So at this point, there's like this circle that's been created around her because people don't want to trip over her step or over her bar or, accidentally kick a free weight when they're intending to kick the air because that wouldn't feel good. So halfway through the class, I've had enough, and I let everybody get a drink of water, and I go over there and I physically move the step, and I move the bar, and I'm like, hey, I'm afraid that you're gonna hurt yourself, you're gonna hurt somebody else. She's just still grabbing her free weights. By the way, up to this point, she hasn't done a single thing that I've said in the class, and it's not like she's even been doing her own strength training routine and just using the music of my workouts. She's been like holding the weights, like doing this little like almost dancey but not really a good dance move type thing, and so it's like this like great forearm wrist workout. I don't know, and she just the whole time that I'm doing this, she is not listening to a thing that I'm saying. She has got terrible form. She's not doing anything that is, I mean, she's wasting her time. You're coming to the gym, you're spending an hour, do something that is going to help you. But she doesn't. So, whatever, we manage, and I get out of the class, and I, calling James on the way home. I'm like, dude, you are not going to believe what this woman did in my class today. And James is just kind of laughing, and he's like, Michelle, someday you are going to get a great spiritual analogy out of this. And I'm just kind of like, oh, whatever. It was frustrating. So the next week she didn't come back. The next week she didn't come back. But the next week I came into my class and I didn't see her, but I saw her little step and her free weights and her bar set up in my class. And like I just felt my blood like boil, like rise. And I'm like, oh no, not today. So I put it all away, and she's on the treadmill. I see her, and she comes over and, comes into class, and she starts going for her weights. And I'm like, no, remember, this is Turbo Kick. You just need a big smile, great attitude. Come on. And she is like, oh, okay. And she comes to the center of the class, doesn't go get any equipment, doesn't disobey me, and for the class, like, tries to keep up. And I'm like, oh, yes, you listen. And at the end of the class, she was actually sweating. And she acted like she did something. And she was like, that was a great workout on her way out. And I'm like, oh, you would have gotten one 3 weeks ago if you had just listened to me. But I don't say that. I'm just grateful that, she didn't try and throw me off and completely make me frustrated. And she didn't, get somebody else hurt in my class. So I'm driving home, and I couldn't get James's words out of my head of that someday I was going to get a great spiritual analogy out of this. So I just kind of prayed, God, if there's something that you can teach me from this, please let me be open and receptive. And it was like right then, God was like, Michelle, how many times have you done that? How many times do you think you've done that to me? And I'm like, what? He's like, how many times do you think that I've told you exactly what to do, like I'm screaming from a microphone, guiding you exactly the way that you should go to help you get the best result possible, the one that I know is best for you. And you may act like you're going to obey me, but then you don't. Or you may just look at me in total defiance and not obey me at all, not thinking about the fact that you could hurt yourself or hurt somebody else. Ouch. Because I do know that I've done that to God too many times. And so that challenged me to listen to God's voice and to trust that He knows what's best, that He's the one with the biggest microphone, and that I don't need to trust myself or my instincts or my human knowledge, because He is the expert of all things. He is the only one who knows the answer to everything. And I can't do anything on my own power. It is only through the power of Jesus Christ that I am able to accomplish anything. So I hope that lesson challenged you like it challenged me, and you didn't even have to get frustrated for an hour to learn it. But I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned.